This is going to be the only video you'll ever need to watch to start your first YouTube ad campaign as a realtor to actually close more deals and make more money. I'm going to walk you through setting one up step by step from start to finish so you can see exactly how I do it, from the targeting to a lot of things people don't know, like the UTM parameters and excluding Google Display Network. I'm going to go through all of that in this video and show you tiny things that a lot of people miss that ends up costing them thousands of dollars in ad spend, just so you can just skip that and just get right to results, because that's why we run ads, right? You're probably wondering, who's this kid? My name's Noah Haupt. I'm the founder of Peak Presence, and we basically partner with realtors all across the US, all over, and just help them implement a YouTube ad system in their business so they can predictably scale and close an extra 1 to 2 deals each month. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do for all the realtors I partner with so you can just take it, because I sell implementation, not information. So I want to give you everything that I do so you can go get results for yourself and then come back and say, okay, Noah, if I can do this for free, I can't imagine what you can do for me if I actually pay you. So just full transparency. And if you want to apply to work with me, feel free to check the link in the description and just book a quick call. But let's get right into the video. So first of all, what you want to do is, of course, create your Google Ads account, get everything set up. I'm not going to go through that because that's super, super simple, but you're going to want to do that. Once you have your account, what I want you to do first is we're going to go set up the custom conversion. So this is super important. A lot of people miss this when running YouTube ads, and it just honestly, it makes it impossible to track your data. So you need to be setting up these conversions. So we're going to go over to goals, and then we're going to go, once it loads, we're going to go to new conversion action. So what are these conversions? So simply put, Google needs a way to track who's converting on your landing pages. It's not like Facebook where you use Facebook lead forms and Facebook can just track that because it's on the platform. With YouTube, with Google Ads, you're sending them to third party, or not third party, you're sending them to just a separate website or landing page that's not affiliated with the platform at all. So you need to connect it and make sure it's integrated properly. If you don't set this up properly, one of your ads could be doing extremely well, but Google doesn't know that because it's not tracking the conversions correctly. So it would maybe allocate the budget to this other ad that's not doing great. And then you would end up cutting the best performing ad, even though it's doing the best, but you just don't know because you didn't set this up properly. So we're going to go to website because we're tracking it on a website. So then we're going to enter the website domain. And in the landing pages I built in the last video, I'm going to use those in this one. So you can go check that out if you want. But this is the domain. So you're going to use the root domain. So not the rest of it, just the root domain. So in this one, it's peakpresence.us. So we're going to put it in there. You're going to scan it. And then you're going to see this. So the conversion goals you're going to want when you're running YouTube ads, if you want to get the most deals possible, which if you're a realtor, I'm assuming that's what you're trying to do with YouTube ads, you're going to always do leads and booked appointment. So the first one, leads categories, you're going to do submit lead form. Event type, page load. And then so this is the root domain. Now you add the domain extension to it. So this is when someone submits their lead form, what page are they on? So we have the opt-in page. This is where people put in their information. We then take them to the booking page with the pre-sale video, and then the thank you page after that. But what it's saying is, okay, when somebody goes to this page, we know that they submitted the lead form, and that's a new lead. So if they go to the booking page, we know that they got through to the opt-in page, they put in their information, and now they're on the booking page. So this is going to be the page that if they load this, we know they submitted the lead form. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to add it. And then we're going to add one more, another web for booked appointment. Book appointment, page load, and then this one will be after they book the appointment and they go to the thank you page. So if anybody loads on this page, we know that they booked an appointment because this page only shows up after they actually book on your calendar. So we're going to put that in there as well. Booking success. Perfect. And you want to make sure this is on as well. It just grabs other data. I think it tracks them with cookies and stuff like that. Now we're going to agree and continue. And we should be all set there. Now there's a couple other things we need to do. You need to make sure you set up this Google tag. So we're going to click setup. And it's going to bring you this, and you just copy this code right here. Now, a lot of people do this wrong. So once you copy it, you're going to go over to your funnel, and this is high level. So yours might be different, whether it's KV Core, something like that, but they're all pretty similar. So you go to settings, and in the head tracking code, you're going to want to copy or paste that in there. I just pasted in the body one as well, and then just make sure you save it. So this is basically going to put this tracking code in every page of the landing page, but always to be sure, I always go edit and then add it manually in there as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's the tracking code right here. You're just going to paste it in header tracking, and it's going to be across the whole landing page. You're going to make sure you have that. You want to save it, and then make sure you publish it. So we're all set right there. And now we're going to go back over here, and we're going to test the installation. And a lot of times it doesn't set up properly, or it is set up, it just doesn't load. See, it says your Google tag wasn't detected. So what I do right here, I just exit out and then just click done. And then I'll show you how to get by this and how we make sure it's set up. So you can see it says it's inactive, but these are the two conversion actions we have. So submit lead form and then booked appointment. So what I want you to do is go to troubleshoot, and we're going to click continue. But you're basically going to put in the URL that has to be triggered in order for that conversion to be triggered, if that makes sense. So for this one, for the submit lead form, we're going to bring up the booking one. We're going to go in, paste this in here, connect, and then it should show up and it should be good to go because it's all set up in there. Let's see, now we got that check mark. We're all set. Close tag assistant. And now we do this one, the booked appointment. So this is when they load the thank you page. So we're going to go over here, grab this URL, and paste it right in there. And then we should be all set once this is done. Perfect. There we go. Continue. We can close out of this. And then those are all set. You can just refresh and it should show that they're no longer inactive. So you can see right there, no recent conversions. They're active now, so that's good. Now, one other thing as well that you need to do, a lot of people don't do it. I don't think it makes a huge difference, but I always do this with all my campaigns, is you want to go into settings and you want to change the value of the conversion so you can prioritize certain conversions over others. So take the median home price in your market. So let's say it's $700,000. Times it by 0.00025, and then you should get a smaller number around like 50 to like 200-ish. So we're just going to put in, for this example, let's just do like 78. And we're just going to do this for this one and the booked appointment. We're going to make them $78 for each. Now we're going to do it for this one as well. Settings, value, 78. And make sure you do it according to your market. Again, I don't think it has a huge impact, but this is just something one of my mentors taught me, and I always do it now. So once that's set, we're all good with the conversion goals right there. That's all set up. So that's the first part. Now the next part is we're actually getting in the campaign and starting to make it. So we'll go create campaign. The objective is always going to be leads. Now we have the two conversions right here. You can see the value on them as well, and they're all set up. We're going to click continue. And then we're going to choose video because we're running a YouTube ad. Okay, so now we're in the campaign. What I want you to do, I'm going to follow this setup instruction, but you just want to name it. Let's go to it. You just want to name it the domain name plus the audience. So in this case, it's peakpresence.us. That's the domain. I'll just call it peak presence. And then for this audience, we will do home buyers. Peak presence home buyers. Always do conversions. We're not doing clicks. And then we want to optimize for a conversion goal. So for this case, we're optimizing for lead submissions because that's what we want. Obviously, booked appointments are great, but we need to optimize for submitting lead forms to start because we need leads before we can get an appointment. So we're not going to touch a target cost per action. You're going to set your daily budget. I always recommend $20 a day for buyers, and for sellers, $40 a day. So that's pretty typical, but I would recommend no less than $20 a day. You're always going to start it the day after. So we would choose the 6th if I'm recording this on the 5th. Location and language. You're going to turn this on, and now we're going to target the location we want. So in this case, we're in Miami, for example. So we're going to go to advanced search, and we're going to target where we actually want to target. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go Miami, include. You can see that's a pretty huge part right there. Just because Miami's huge, but you can obviously exclude certain parts. You can target specific zip codes, everything like that. So just to make sure you target the area you want, click save and just let it load. And then it also shows you your estimated campaign results based on your budget, number of impressions you can expect. So that's how many available impressions there are, 160 million, which is because we're targeting Miami because it's huge. But that's always good to reference. You want to make sure you do your languages that you speak. And then what we're going to do is under devices, we're going to set specific targeting, and you're going to turn off TV screens because it's just going to hurt your conversions and you're going to waste money if they see it on their TV because nobody's going to be able to fill in a lead form on their TV, right? Or at least 99% of people aren't going to have the remote and go up, up, over, over for one letter, right? It's just too complicated. So that's good. And we're going to do all Google channels, and we're not going to include Google Display Network. What we're going to do then is create the audience, and this is where we're actually going to get precise with our targeting. So what we're going to do is a custom segment. I'm going to call this custom segment buyers. I'm going to go over to custom segment, and this is how you create the highest intent audience possible. So custom segment buyers, because these are people actually in the market. They're actually searching keywords. So people who search any of these terms on Google, what we're going to do is just grab these ones right here. So homes for sale in city, of course. Oh, looks like I have to type them in. Homes for sale in Miami. Homes for sale in Miami. The other one, Miami real estate for sale. Miami real estate for sale. Real estate in Miami, Florida for sale. For sale. Okay. And if you want this sheet that I'm getting all this from, just comment below and I'll send it over to you. So we're going to click save and we're all set right there. We're going to click save. It's all good. And the next important thing you want to do is make sure you turn optimized targeting off, just because it's going to show your ads to people outside of your targeting. And we don't want that. We only want to reach people who we actually want to target. So then what we're going to do is go to ad one. Now we're doing a video ad, and this one you want to name it the hook of the ad. So in this case, let's say we're doing, if you're thinking of buying a home in Miami, so we could do thinking of buying in Miami. So that's the hook, thinking of buying in Miami. What we're going to do then is put in the URL of our page where we're bringing these people right over here. Just going to copy paste it right in there. And then right here, I'm going to turn this off because I already have screenshots in of my landing page in the ads, which is what I recommend you do. And right here, you're going to just copy and paste your video URL. So I'm going to grab one for an example. So I'm going to just grab this video URL. I'm going to put it in there. And you can see right there. And yeah, it's too long. You usually wouldn't do an ad this long. I would say usually a minute 30 to 2 to 3 minutes would be ideal. So then right here, what you should do is just upload a logo. So this can just be an image of, it can be your name, your logo, anything like that, but just upload something in there. And then right here for video enhancements, I would just turn these off because we're not optimizing for YouTube Shorts. We want it to be shown only on YouTube, and that's where we're going to get higher quality people. Because if you start showing it on Shorts, a lot of times that's where the quality of lead is going to compromise, but also the videos aren't made as a short vertical video like on Instagram and Facebook. So I would just turn these off for now. But now we're going to go into the actual copy. So we're going to do the headline, and I have all this in my sheet. Headline is get your free guide. Long headline. Sell your home for as much as possible. Call to action. We will do download because we're offering a guide. Business name, just enter your business name. Site links, we don't need any of that. And now you want to make sure you add the tracking URL and the display URL. So what I like to do is just city and then ebook. So it'd be Miami ebook. Now for here, this is really important. You want to make sure you have a tracking template in there. So the UTM tracking, it's right here. You just copy it, paste it in here, but you want to make sure you have the ad name. So this ad, I forget the ad name is thinking of buying in Miami. So what you want to do is put it in there, thinking, but then for a space, you do this plus. Thinking of buying in Miami. So there's that. So that's going to show up. So we know, okay, if this person came in, we know it was from the thinking of buying in Miami ad. And we know that that one got the lead, got the appointment, got the deal. Just so we know, okay, this one's doing well. And then the campaign name, we'll just do the audience. So this audience is home buyers, for example. So that's the audience. So it's going to say the video thinking of buying in Miami, from the campaign home buyers. Now what you're going to do now is just go to review and you're all set there. What I also recommend is duplicating the ad so that you can go and just keep all the settings, but just change out the video and change out the hook. So I always recommend testing 3 different hooks to start so you can see which messaging resonates the most in your market specifically. And then once you finish, you would just go to your other ad, make sure you add everything in there. You click go to review and then publish. And that's literally all you do. The ad's set up right there for you. You don't need to do anything else. The next part, the most important part after that, would just be testing and optimizing it. And I'm going to make a full video on my entire testing strategy, how I optimize these ads to find that winning ad. So you can just keep scaling it up and just keep it running autopilot for you and just consistently bring in those deals and appointments. Because what I've seen, once you find that winning ad, it just prints. And it's honestly pretty crazy. You just get lead after lead, appointment after appointment, and then deal after deal as it accumulates over time. So it's super important you have the proper strategy. You can have the best ads, but if you don't know how to test the messaging, the audience, the targeting, all that stuff, it's just going to flop because you're just going to put all your money into one ad. It's not going to do well, and you're not going to know what to do from there, right? Because that happens. That's part of marketing, part of media buying, which is why you need to know what to do, and you need to have a system in place. And the way I do it, it's basically step 1, step 2, step 3. If this happens, we do this. If this happens, do this. Just so you know, do you have a system for it? If you see the numbers are below this, then you do this. If the numbers are up here, then you would do this, right? So it's always a this or that, but it's super, super simple based on the data. And that's what you need to be looking at. So either you or your team member, your assistant, someone needs to know this, know how to do this for you so you can get the best results possible and get the best use of your ad spend. And again, I give all this away for completely free because I sell implementation, not information, right? So if you're serious about taking your business to the next level, you want to implement some YouTube ads, you want to get on video, build your brand, I highly recommend you book a call with me in the description below. We'll go over how this could work in your market, some other client results, and just for you to see if this would potentially be a good fit for you, because YouTube ads aren't for everyone, but the realtors who do well and stick with it are crushing it, right? So if you are interested, book a call with me below. Other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you got some value from this, and I'll see you in the next one.